Welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me on another adventure. So good to be back again. And today I'm in Radcliffe, Kentucky. I've got my pocket knife with me. I usually always carry my pocket knife. But I don't think my pocket knife's pretty big. But I don't think my pocket knife is going to compare to the size of this pocket knife that is behind me. Look at the size of that thing. This is the world's largest pocket knife. Right here in Radcliffe, Kentucky, and I'm tripping over everything. That's what happens when you're looking at the camera and not looking down at the ground, seeing where you're stepping. And this is right outside the Red Hill Cutlery. It's a pocket knife museum. They got all kinds of knives and stuff like that in here. It's different. I love roadside attractions like this. If you don't find a knife that you want, you can use a Bryan Adams CD because it cuts like a knife. But I'm actually stopping here in Radcliffe. I just wanted to show you this big pocket knife, the world's largest pocket knife. I love these little stupid roadside attractions. They're so cool. But I'm actually on my way to another quirky little attraction place. But it's not here. It's head on up the road a little ways. So let's get going. We're in Cave City, Kentucky. Looking at channeling my inner child and looking at dinosaurs. We're at Dinosaur World here in Cave City. And this place is really cool. They just got dinosaurs just all over this place. Let's go check this place out, shall we? What's up, fellas? I need this kind of light for inside the house. I don't think Dorothy would let me know. I think I saw him on Jurassic Park. Where Wayne Knight's character is trying to get away. And he gets trapped in that truck. Or that Jeep, whatever, by this guy. He has like that venom he like spits out or whatever. Oh, that's one of my favorite parts of it. These are a diploclaws. A diploclaws. Something like that. I'm not going to get into what they actually look like. Keep it family friendly. Maybe we should just move on. These look like giant lizards. I mean, I guess they kind of are in a way. Like a Lystrosaurus. They're herbivores. You know, these fellows kind of look like a couple. You know, you got probably the husband here, and you've got the wife coming right after him, nagging at him for something that he did. It does kind of look like it. It does kind of look like she's maybe a female, you know, yelling at him. I can see that happening. These fellers just kind of hiding out in the brushes. Since we're out here and going for a walk, let's talk for a second. So what's been going on with life lately? Well, I posted a picture, can't talk straight today. So I posted a picture a while back, just recently, on my Facebook, a picture of me all dressed up like the dog's dinner and saying I was getting ready for my biggest adventure yet. And I'm currently on my biggest adventure. Finally, after 2 years of waiting, Dorothy and I finally, the big day finally came, and Dorothy and I, or I and Dorothy, however you want to say it, we finally got married. And very happy to, I tell you what, filming my videos is not as stressful as the marriage ceremony, because this is a lot of behind the scenes things. And for those of you who have been married and dealt with this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know, you're fine once you get out there, it's behind the scenes and leading up to it that gets you so wound up and everything. But we're very happy. I had a few fans of my channel stop by too. I really appreciate that, for everybody stopping by. And these little guys running around out here. I think they showed some of these little guys, I think, on Jurassic Park too. I'm not even going to try to pronounce their name. They're little carnivore guys, so I don't want to mess with them. Rip me to shreds. And you've got the famous Stegosaurus. I about fell off. That's what happens when you're not paying attention while you're walking. Suckers are huge. He's pretty fat too. Look at that. I never seen him depicted as being that fat, seems like. Oh, maybe I just never pay attention. I always thought they were a little bit thinner than that. Do you like the color scheme of these fellers? With that blue running down them. It's kind of cool looking. What is this guy? Ceratosaurus? I can think of a few other names for him, but I just probably won't utter them right here. You got that horn, or whatever you want to call it, protruding out of his nose area. Kind of looks a bit like a T-Rex in a way. You know, what's interesting though is that even though he has that horn protruding out from around his nose area, it served no purpose of hunting. Though it might have been used to depict between male and female. We're not really sure. Maybe the male had a horn and maybe the female didn't. We don't know. Or maybe somebody does know better than me. I don't know. And uh-oh, you got a T-Rex here, right behind here. Just coming through, peeking out. How monstrous they were back then. I'm assuming these are lifelike, real, actual sizes. It's huge. Definitely not one to be around. And how do we know what dinosaurs sounded like? They always give them this roar. How do we know dinosaurs roared? How do we know that the T-Rex here didn't like meow like a cat or bark like a dog? We have no way of knowing. Well, we know they could have. Or maybe they quack like a duck. That would have been something else. See a big old fierce dinosaur and he gawks up to you and quacks like a duck. I'm not going to try and pronounce these fellers' names, but they are known as one of the oldest known type of Stegosauruses. It resembled it in many ways. These guys are found more around China area in the world. You got the Allosaurus. Resembles a lot of the T-Rex. And don't let his size fool you. He can move very quickly. look like a smaller, more younger one. All these dinosaurs look kind of fat. Oh, maybe it's just me. And of course, you got a few more of them hanging around. Got another one. Very tall. These guys, man, their leg stature and low to the ground, I highly doubt these guys move very quickly. These are herbivores, but they had that plate, kind of the spikes in the plated skin to kind of help protect them a little bit from other predators. And you look like you got some pterodactyls or something like that flying around above us. These guys, look at them. These are herbivores. And look at it, they got five, weirdly enough, they got 5 fingered hands. I guess you call them fingers. And he's got that unique spike-like thumb, which helped them kind of grab on, I guess, you know, kind of grab onto their prey or whatever. Were often found with a lot of when they were spotted with their bones and stuff, they're found a lot together, suggesting that they probably moved in groups and everything. So that's interesting. And usually walked on their hind legs too, kind of like what he's doing. I don't think too often they walked on all fours, but I'm sure sometimes they did. These guys out here hanging out. This guy looks like he's gagging on his food. This guy looks like he's kind of creeping in there, kind of like a Michael Jackson film when they're all doing that walk. Yeah, he does look like he's gagging on his food in a way. Look at the size of these fellers. These guys from the tip of their snout all the way, to the end of their tail, measured about 40 feet. That's insanely long. They have like this massive, you really can't really see it too well. They have like massive elephant-like feet, which the brush is kind of growing up. You can't really see their feet too well. And you've seen like on Jurassic Park where you see one that kind of stands up on his hind legs to reach a higher up tree or something. And that's, believe what these fellas did. They believe that they would stand up, sometimes on their hind legs, kind of probably balance themselves with their tail, and would kind of reach up there and grab a hold of a high up out of reach tree or something like that. These big guys. These are Styracosauruses. And like all of them, with that horn right there in the front, they were herbivores. Imagine the amount of plants they'd eat in a day just to keep going, just to survive. What's kind of interesting about these fellas is that even though they're kind of lower and kind of built the way they are, scientists actually believe they're pretty good runners. Believe they could run about 20 miles an hour. That's pretty quick for these big old guys. These little guys. They're short little fellers, but they were definitely dangerous. They're a type of raptor. That these guys were omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Yeah, they weren't picky. They duckbill herbivores. See our mother laying down with its young. There's some more adolescent looking ones. Scientists believe that they call them the good mother type of dinosaur. They believe that the mother would actually stay with its young and lay with them and protect them and everything until they were fully grown. And here's your famous Triceratops. They really didn't have any enemies. It was armored skin like they had and their horns. They were pretty well protected. They didn't really have to worry too much of fighting anybody off. They're very aggressive animals too. The Spinosaurus, his long mouth, full of just razor sharp teeth, and you got that spine or fin or whatever you want to call it, or sail going down from the middle of his front legs there all the way down to about his middle of his back hips. Very quick guys. But I also think that these fins or sails or whatever you want to call them help control their body temperature. And of course you've got to have, I featured him once, but you still got to talk about him again. It's my favorite dinosaur, the T-Rex. What they call like the king of dinosaurs. Something else about these guys, they're so massive. They measure like 50 feet from the tip of their nose all the way down to the end of their tail. But unfortunately their arms are so short they couldn't even reach up and scratch their own chin. And the largest, of course, the largest meat eater carnivore there was of all the dinosaurs. You got some more dinosaurs kind of out here roaming around. You got a Stegosaurus kind of hiding out in the shade back in the back there. You got another T-Rex kind of poking his head out. And here's the famous Velociraptors with their extremely sharp teeth and powerful claws that could just grab a hold of their prey. Here's the famous Velociraptor with their powerful teeth, extremely sharp teeth. That tail could probably curve and probably whip you too. For its size, its brain was actually kind of large too. Large for its size. Compared to most dinosaurs, their brains are pretty small. You know, seeing all these dinosaurs kind of made me think of the old TV show. What was it? The Dinosaurs, it was called. The baby always sitting there saying not to mama and all that stuff, always hitting the dad with a frying pan or something. Then also, when you think of dinosaurs, you also got to think of the Flintstones. How they use dinosaurs for everything. Use that one dinosaur that's like a record needle. Like he worked in like a quarry. He used like the dinosaurs to like grab the rocks and stuff. I always love watching Flintstones and seeing how they're going to incorporate a dinosaur into what their everyday usage. I love that. So that's going to do it for me here at the Dinosaur World here in Cave City, Kentucky. If you are a fan of dinosaurs, come out here and check this place out. It's really cool. You can learn a lot about dinosaurs and everything. And I like how this T-Rex is just protruding his head out from the top of this building. You guys, it's like his legs are sticking down here too, coming out from each side. That guy's pretty cool. So I will catch you guys next time. Until then, see you.